this.
So let's talk about something today, something that's been on my mind, something that's been bothering me, and I would like to talk about it. I would like to talk about what's been bothering me today. So, there's always an argument of trap cards, and how what's better or what's not better, and we all know, I mean, there's always the staples, of course, of what you play, and we've all talked about those cards tons of times before, but there's something that always gets brought up that I just don't quite understand. I mean, I do understand it, I definitely understand it, but it's always used as an argument, but then other cards do the same thing, but since it's not a trap card, it's usually relegated as being okay, and then, but as soon as it's an effect in a trap card, it's not okay, and it never makes sense to me why this is, and I think that what it usually is, right off the bat, is that it's because these traps are usually considered, there are traps considered better, but if you play these, you're considered a noob, or if you already are playing the good traps, and you have room for like 2 or more traps, and you use these cards, you're like, oh my god, that's terrible. And you're already wondering, even though you probably read the title, what is that? It's targeting. This card targets, so this card blows. And I have a problem with that. So right off the bat, I'm not going to lie or be no stranger, yes, targeting is not that great in the game anymore. A lot of cards cannot be targeted, so I understand this right off the bat. But there are lots of cards that target that people consider good cards and play. And it's not just that deciding factor, okay? There are other things, but because that it targets, people consider another card bad. And it's nothing relegated to one specific issue. Why do I keep saying relegated? I don't even think that's the right word. What the f... Doesn't mean the card's bad. But other people always be like, oh, trap card targets, that's terrible. But then if a card's like, hey, you get to summon this card and target up to 3 monsters, 3 cards on the field, monster, spell, or trap, and destroy them. People are like, alright, sweet, yeah, that's a good card. Like, no, what? So if a trap card does a thing like, oh, and some monsters are summoned in the field, target up to 2 cards, destroy them, or target back row and destroy them, people are like, that target's, that's a terrible card. Noob. I'm just like, what are you doing right now? Cause like, what, why is that a newbie thing? Why, because it targets? Why does that matter? And yes, I understand, targeting is not that good. We already stated that, so I'm not gonna keep saying that in this video because I'm just gonna be repeating myself like 1,000 times. But, targeting is not great. That is decided, we understand that. Let's move on. But having these monster effects, and this isn't the only thing, there are cards like, okay, you get to summon, target a monster in the field, use its effect. Castel targets, Utopia, I'm pretty sure targets, and yeah, they do. So those cards are still considered like decent. I mean, not as good as they once were, but most people staple at least one. Wait, did I say Utopia? Oh my god. 101, goodness gracious. 101 and Castel target. And while people don't play them as much because rank 4 decks are not as hip as they once were, but people still use them, and they are considered decent cards. But as soon as a trap card says it targets, people blow it away. Be like, oh, this card's not as good because it targets. It could have been better if it, targeted. And yo, I get it. The card could have been better if it didn't target. That's awesome. Same with monster card effects. Monster card effects would be a lot better if they don't target. But there's a lot of monster effects that do target. People play them and are considered relatively good cards. And same with spell cards. There's a lot of spell cards that target relatively good, while people still prefer the cards that don't target, still relatively good. But as soon as a trap card comes out, people are like, oh, let me scribble down that effect, let me put my reading glasses and my spectacle, and that card target's not playing it. Not today. I'm like, what? And then the card's like $5, and if anybody plays it, they're just like, oh, it's bad because it targets. So it's like 10 other cards in your deck target. Why is this one any better? Like, why? Why? And hey, to some of you, this might sound newbie, but this was a little pet peeve I want to discuss, that stop bashing every card that targets. Yes, targeting's not as good as it once was in the game, but there are still tons of cards that target that are considered good, and then as soon as a trap card, and this is what I've noticed, maybe it's just me, but I've always noticed that people slam trap cards that target compared to every other card in the game. So, stop hating on cards that target, they need some love too. And, just stop bashing cards, bro. Maybe they got feelings, right? Yeah, maybe not, I don't know. Hey, well, that's just my opinion. Let me know down below in the comments, and I will see you later, guys.
Damn. Yeah.